Love, love, love. Oh, good old love. Play one of them love jingles, Matt. See what it's like.
Well, they're not set up, so...
Oh, God. We had some love jingles. Their love jingles aren't set up.
You were my first love.
Nice. That works quite
First love
First love. So, Trev, you never finished your first love story.
So we went to Romeo and Juliet and we drove there in my Austin Allegro through the night to get there. It was misty, it was February, it was Warwickshire.
It was Warwickshire. That's just where you live.
It's not where I live in Northamptonshire. I had to cross over to the county border. So we get there, we watch
Why?
this...
Because she was underage?
No, because that's where the plays were.
Yeah, better get you out of here, girl. Yeah.
I think she was 18, I was 18, and we went to the Swan to see Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. We watched it, and I couldn't say
What, in
anything.
Stafford? Stratford?
Yeah. I've been in love with her for a few weeks, and I couldn't eat. I wasn't eating properly, and I was getting up really early. I wasn't sleeping. It was terrible.
It's almost diabetes. Do you remember when we had that colonic? The woman goes, "Have you got any?" He goes, "Well, I'm almost diabetic."
Almost diabetic. Almost. Diabetic. It's not an achievement, Trevor. You can't swagger through life going, I'm diabetic, I'm asthmatic, I lie about my marital status. These things are not achievements, Trevor.
Where I am married. Where did these things come from? Where did it, I don't, anyway, stop it. Listen.
Come on in. So this,
Here
like,
it
yes, you
goes.
went to the Swan with this girl you're in love
I
with.
couldn't say anything to her. I couldn't really speak to her properly. We couldn't even hold hands. It was awkward.
Isn't
and then
that
there was
annoying
people
that
falling in
with-
love in front of us on stage and then
that
killing
happens?
each other.
Where you're crippled when you actually like someone.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
is, isn't it? 'Cause you can be all really cool and funny when you don't care about someone. When
Yeah.
you love them, why are you not funny? Where does all the funny go when you're in love?
Oh,
It's because you're so
matters too
vain,
much.
and you think if you move your little finger, she'll notice it and think, "Oh God, why?"
Probably
did
would notice if you move your little finger. She's probably on tenterhooks the whole time she's with you. You smuggling across county lines in your Austin Allegro so you can perform what would otherwise be an illegal act.
There just wasn't a Shakespearean theatre in Northampton. That's all. So anyway,
I'm not surprised, Trev. It's a county full of savages. What would be the point?
We've
It would
just
be
seen-
like doing Wagner before hillbillies.
Very cultured at 18, wasn't he, Trev?
Trevor was actually.
yeah.
Well, Trevor's like that, isn't it? Because he ignored mainstream culture, Matt. While you and I were liking things like Star Wars and glue sniffing, Trevor was off like enjoying, like, I don't know, Pirandello and reading
I wasn't
Bukowski.
into Pirandello at that age. It was more Lawrence Ferlinghetti. But anyway, but he's not high culture. Well, he's just a beat poet from San Francisco.
Hey, but aren't we all?
Hey, in a crazy way, aren't we all just beat poets from San Francisco? Yeah, biddy bop, biddy bop, biddy bop.
Johnny
Coming in
Nolan had a
Kerouac,
patch
get
on
on
his
with
arse.
us.
Kids chasing.
end?
So anyway,
It ends with you and me, Matt, walking away, establishing our own radio show away from that jerk.
we get back into the car. We have to go home. It's school the next day, and I'm driving through this mist and it's
Keep
dark.
going on about the
And I
mist.
said,
Don't try
and I-
atmosphere.
Stop it. So I tried to
Headless
talk to
horseman.
her, and I think of, and all I can remember saying, for some reason, I said, "Do you believe in the devil?" And
Why do you ask people things like that on a
I
date?
can't remember. But we must have been having some sort of
Now, whether
philosophical
your marriage is
discussion.
collapsed, do you believe in the devil?
In this story, you've mentioned the fog too many times.
Too many mentions of the
devil now.
fog.
Well,
Devil's
the fog
come
is
up.
important, as you will find out now. I said to her something
Do
like,
you believe in the devil?
And the next
Then what
thing I
happened?
know, we've crashed. I've driven into the side of the road because of the fog. I haven't noticed a corner. And what's happened is I've buckled my wheel.
That's better not be a euphemism, Trevor. That better not be.
And
I don't want to see that written on a charge sheet somewhere. Wheel buckling on the county borders.
so she was really shaken because I'd mentioned the devil and we crashed at that moment.
So to her, it looked like, went, "Do you believe in the devil, Harris?" And then slammed into a tree.
Do you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Take that, you bitch!
Yeah.
Kiss me, you fool!
School tomorrow.
It wasn't a very
Here's
exciting.
Trevor!
It wasn't a very exciting crash. There were no wheel spins or squeaks. It was just a thud. Buckle the wheel, and then what I had to do is I had to drive home, and the wheel was buckled, and so it made the steering wheel sort of wobble and jerk. And I
You
had
should
to
have seen
put
that
all
mime,
my
people
effort
listening. You should have
into
seen
holding
Trevor
the-
Lock miming that steering wheel, wiggling his little body,
Yeah.
wiggling his little bum about on the chair like a dog dragging its arse across a carpet.
It was like having to do an arm wrestle, a double arm wrestle with a sort of mad, drunken sailor.
Who is this sailor? What is this metaphor? You should have read more of that San Franciscan poetry, Trev, because your understanding of imagery is at best intermediate.
Anyway, eventually we get home. It takes about 3 hours to get home because I'm doing this wrestle with the sailor in the front seat trying to get the car.
Trevor, that sounds like a normal night for you these days, wrestling with a sailor in the front seat, leaving your jeans in the Soho toilet. It's the way you live these days.
I get home and then she didn't call me.
I'm not surprised,
Of
Trev.
course she didn't. She
Do you believe in the devil? Crash. For God's sake. What, Matthew? What should we do?
I don't know.
Can we help him?
Years later I met her. Years later I met her and she said she always fancied me.
poor girl. What's her name?
Joe.
We'll dedicate a song to this poor girl. Me and my mates this is from Stacey and Hackney. Me and my mates used to think Joey from Bread was well fit. Joey from Bread was a powerful man,
yeah.
although I liked Grandad best. I want me pudding. I want me pudding.
Didn't Joey change into someone else?
Joey changed from Peter Howitt into another guy inexplicably. We were all supposed to just carry on watching.
I could never do that.
remember
Even
that.
in Neighbours when Lucy changed.
Lucy
You
changed.
could never change into someone else.
I could never take that.
We're shapeshifters,
I
man.
like Doctor Who myself. But
I'm not into shapeshifting, it's crazy. My first love was when I was 10 with Madonna in 1985. All very innocent at the time, although it actually says innocent at the time, but I don't fancy her now. Why not Alan Jepson? Hi, Russ and team.
she's got man hands.
Don't say that about Madonna, she's a lovely woman. My first love was Roland Rat. I was aged 5 and I thought I could marry him. I'm 27 now and I've never been in love yet. Wow. That's an interesting way to regard I liked Roland Rat. I never loved him. I never let it become sexual.
Hated it.
Why'd you hate him for, Trev?
Awful rubbish.
Oh, right, I swear. Awful, right.
Awful rubbish.
Father, what is this? Have you seen this rat? It's absolutely awful.
He hates it because it's an animal that's risen up.
Yeah, risen up against him. I'm going to kill that rat. That's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to watch La Boheme. This simply must stop, Papa. On the subject of first love, I met my first love at last orders in the finest of local establishments, the Crown Inn, at the sweet old age of 16. It was a much older lady named Cheryl. I then cemented the first love in the local graveyard against what I remember to be a gravestone.
Oh dear.
Of that told memories of a miner called Clive Stephen Crook.
Why does he remember of what I remember to be? If you're in a graveyard, that's
Yeah.
not a weird memory to have.
Yeah, it's not
Why
like
has he
it
said
might
that?
be a graveyard or it could have been the courtyard of Lakeside Shopping Centre.
No, he goes,
there certainly were a lot of dead bodies about.
It's very odd.
And also,
phrasing that.
why would you remember the inscription on the tombstone? Because I think if someone was having it off with me and it was like the consummation of a first love, and while we were having that sex, they were secretly reading about a dead miner.
I mean, it's bad enough when people watch the telly.
It's bad enough,
But
isn't it?
reading gravestones.
Well, I don't know.
You were saying you were watching Dig the other day while someone performed a sex act on you, Matt.
I think I was saying that.
Yes,
think
you
you
did.
were.
I let you dig, and you said that some woman was performing a sex act on you, and you were just happily watching Dig. Trevor's marriage isn't real. You don't concentrate during sex. I'm the only person who can be trusted. I challenge you to come up with one thing that will embarrass me on air. I dare you. I double dare you to say anything to embarrass me. Let's go to a track. Let's listen to the Yardbirds for your
Don't do
love.
it, Matt. You have the power not to press that button.
Press for your love, Matthew Morgan.
Now, let me think. I think that would embarrass Russell Brand.
How could you do
Let's
it?
think.
I'm unembarrassable.
Suppositories.
For your love.
Suppositories.
For your love. on.
Waxy bullets. Waxy bullets.
We're going to be talking about colonic irrigation right after For Your Love.
Hello, is that my PA? Have you got my suppositories? Helen, I need my suppositories.
I never said I need.
Hey, Russell, here's your bag of medicines. This happened. I was in a taxi. Here's your bag of medicines. He went through it like a rat. Where's my suppositories? Where's my suppositories?
Listen, them suppositories are a choice. I was just trying to get everything in
choice.
tip-top shape for carnival season. Put the
Was the
Yardbirds
lesion
on.
a true choice as well?
What?
The little lesion.
What lesion?
Yeah,
The little
Trevor,
internal lesion, the little scratch.
There's no... Listen, Trevor, some of us have adventurous sex, not with women who live in other continents that we're not married to. Some of us, during sex, don't watch DVDs, but concentrate on the sex. That can sometimes lead to... bruising, internal bruising. When you're having proper sex, these things are risks. Matt, if you're not watching the telly, Trevor, if you're not married, put the Yardbirds on.
No,
Don't.
because
You have the
starts
power.
ain't good now.
Yeah.
Trevor, do you know about the scratch on his winkle?
Yeah, I've seen the
that
scratch.
the
He
thing
got
we're
it out
talking
in a
about?
meeting. We had a
Yeah, it showed
meeting
me.
on Thursday where we were trying to get a new producer for our new show, and he said, "Hold on, Trev, can you have a look at this?"
Nice.
Whips it out at the dinner table, and I confirmed that it was indeed a scratch, and he should just give it a little time off.
Better now, it's fine.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, of course it is. I'll show you it.
Come on in.
Oh,
For God's sake, you boys.
Hang on, that lady's
Thank
taking photographs,
heavens.
so I've
Please
got to
don't take photographs of my dinkle.
this is radio. Oh, good
Oh,
heavens.
there's another one now. But what a night we had. We're all young, we're alive, and I'll suffer
falling
those
apart.
scratches for your love.
It's a gnarled and
Put the
wizard. little thing,
Yardbirds
that
on. This
is,
thing's
isn't
gone
it?
on for ages.
That looks like a puppy dog's toy. It's been chewed.
Do you know, it's funny you should say that, Trevor, because my dog's the most satisfied hound in Christendom.
Right,
Never
should
gives
we
me any trouble. Put
Listen
for
to the
your love on.
Yardbirds then, Trev.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ready for that?
Put the Yardbirds on.